Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salawatu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This week's khutbah, a truthful journey, truthfulness and affirmation of truth. As we conclude the month of Rajab and coming closer and closer to Ramadan, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring it for us, we celebrate the occasion, the miraculous journey of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam's journey to the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the night of Isra wa Mi'raj. Truthfulness is a quality that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam had even before he knew he was a prophet. The people of Mecca knew the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam as a Sadiq al-Amin, the truthful and the honest, the trustworthy. This was his reputation before Islam, before he was calling to Islam. And the Prophet ﷺ was tested, and the mu'mineen, the believers, were tested. Imagine the Prophet ﷺ said, when he returned on this night, when he said, the Prophet ﷺ said in the meaning of the hadith, when I found myself back in Mecca after returning from Al-Quds, from Jerusalem, Bayt al-Maqdis, the Prophet ﷺ said, when it was so strange for him, he said, I will be belied. They will call me a liar for sure. And the next morning, when the Prophet ﷺ, even he was concerned, imagine this incident to people who don't believe your message, and saying that I did a miraculous journey overnight, thousands of kilometers, there and back, and then ascending into the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine, subhanAllah, saying that to people that don't believe. To such a degree, when the Quraysh went to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he didn't know about this situation or this incident. It was early in the morning. So they said to Abu Bakr, did you hear what your friend has said? He said, no, I haven't. He says he traveled to Bayt al-Maqdis last night and returned. So Abu Bakr, look at his hikmah, look at his wisdom. He says, did he say that? He said, yes, he said that. He said, look at the if he said that, then I believe him. Then he is truthful, sadaq. They said, you believe him in this? He said, I believe him in more than this. I believe that he receives revelation from the sky day and night. And they walked away, and Allah revealed ayat about the affirmation of truth of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And of course, Allah Rabbul Alameen, Allah affirmed the truthfulness of our Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Quran, saying, La yantiq anil hawa, he does not speak from his own accord, that he is commanded to speak. Whatever he says is from Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, it's a beautiful hadith. He said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِي, he swore by Allah, the one that holds his ruh in his hands, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, مَا خَرَجْ مِنِّي, nothing has come from me, nothing has come out of me except truth. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Imagine this journey when the believers are being tested from left, right, and center, and then they're called on to believe in a miraculous journey that the Prophet ﷺ undertook, and most commentators say physically, not spiritually, not metaphysically, no, physically. And this is why the Buraq was involved, the animal that we don't know so much about, but more bigger than a donkey and less than a mule, and traveled at the speed of light, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How many lessons can we learn from this? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was rejected in Ta'if, rejected by the clans, and the Arab were known for their generosity, and they failed to be generous with the guest of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that traveled by foot to all the way to Ta'if to give this da'wah, and he did it in such a respectful manner. And what did the people of Ta'if do? They were so ill-mannered. They set their children on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who threw rocks at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he bled from head to toe sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was the response of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah called him, Allah called the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the sky to give him a great gift, the gift of our salah, a gift that allows us to connect with Allah Rabbul Alameen. This is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that whenever we are stressed, whenever we are concerned about a thing, whenever we have anxiety, we do wudu and we do 2 rak'ahs other than the fara'id, and we call on Allah, the controller of all affairs, the sustainer, the maintainer, the creator, the merciful, the all-knower, the all-seer, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we call on him. This is our salah. This is our prayer. That in Arabic means, salah means connection. This is what was given to us. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ajib, on the topic of truthfulness. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you want Allah to love you and his Prophet to love you, then fulfill your trust and do not speak except truth. Allahu Akbar. The Prophet ﷺ said in another hadith, he said, truthfulness, being truthful in your talk, brings tranquility. Brings tranquility. The opposite of stress. Allahu Akbar. Who doesn't need tranquility in their life? Who needs less stress? Allahu Akbar. This is our way. The way of believing truth. Believing in the truthful. And believing in the truth. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the more we speak about this, the more we speak about the unseen, the more this belief becomes entrenched in our hearts, in our heart of hearts, talking about akhirah, talking about Jannah, talking about Jahannam, talking about the qabr, talking about the unseen, the malaika, talking about qadar. When we talk about these things, our iman in the unseen increases. And we will find when our iman increases, our amal will also increase. Our good deeds will also increase. And our concentration and our devotion and our prayers will increase. And we will then benefit from our salah, both in dunya and in akhirah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Mu'minun, in the 18th juz, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. For sure there is success for those believers who have concentration and devotion in their prayers. May Allah give us this concentration and devotion in our prayers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to benefit from our prayers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us lisan and dhakiran and lisan and sidqan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a tongue that is in the habit of remembering Allah, and a tongue that is in the habit of telling the truth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to remember this journey in all its aspects and speak about this journey with our children. You know, subhanallah, there was a teacher that was speaking to the children about this Isra wa Mi'raj. And one of the children, he said, is this real? To such a degree. Children will question, and of course it's a miracle. We understand that it is beyond our comprehension. Yes, but imagine those days where they didn't have supersonic travel. They didn't know the jets that they travel at what speed now, and rocket speed, how fast they go. They didn't know any of that. Yet they believed in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And with us, with all of this technology that we are seeing, things that we are witnessing on a day-to-day basis that would blow the minds of those that came before us, we now are starting to have doubt in these things. So we should speak about them and make them, inshallah, part of our conversation, so they will become part of our iman and, inshallah, increase our iman. Wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.